Good morning and welcome in on a sunny Tuesday morning. We are Tuesday, aren't we? Lovely to have you join me. Let me just turn the sound off. So here we are once more, ready to do a little bit of crafting live from the lily pad. So thank you for coming to join me. Do come on and say hello. Do feel free to share with friends. It's always lovely to have new people join us. Do hopefully come on and comment and sorts of things. I did have poor Valerie yesterday who wasn't allowed to join us because she'd commented too much apparently. Bless her, being considered a spammer. So I don't know whether Valerie will be allowed to join us this morning. But morning, Caroline. Haven't had breakfast yet today. I can see Beryl's face has popped up in the corner, as has Emma's. So good morning, everybody. And we're back. Morning, Jackie. Back to have a bit of fun. So we've got Emma and we've got Beryl and we've got Francis. So lovely to see you all. Right, so we're carrying on today. We're playing with some things that are going to be in the new catalogue, but that you can get them at the moment with a bit of a saving. And the Dino Roar suite is another one. So like yesterday, we looked at the entire suite. The Dino Roar is the same. You can still get the entire suite on the retiring list. That it's no longer available as a bundle, but you can get the entire suite if you want it all. And if you happen to have any little people around or just people that like dinosaurs, then you might well want it all. It's a lovely bright colourful set, great fun, and I know it's one that both of my girls fell in love with instantly when the catalogue came out last year, because of course we've got little people, and you know, they're just fantastic for little people, and just the bright colourways and things is just fab. Morning, Lisa. So that's what we're going to be playing with today, is the Dino Roar suite. Obviously you can take the things that we've made and ideas and transfer them to other suites and things and other products if you know you haven't got the dinosaurs or don't fancy the dinosaurs. But what was in the original suite was you've got your Dino Days stamp set and you've got the Dino dies that go with it. Obviously these are carrying over, so you've got all your little dies that cut out your dinosaurs, cut out their little spikes and things down their backs. You've got the trees, you've got these lovely sort of little shapes so that you can cut holes and things out of cardstock to give a bit of sort of dimension and texture into your cards. So you've got your Dino Day stamp set, your Dino dies. You also had these little, and obviously I haven't any longer got a full pack. Hi Angie, thank you for sharing, that's fabulous. Also got these little enamel shapes, and obviously mine have got bits missing, but they're good fun as well. Those are retiring, so you're not going to be able to get those in the new catalogue. There's this gorgeous denim ribbon. Now this also is carrying over, so you are going to be able to get denim ribbon. That is going to be carrying over, but obviously the papers aren't, and the papers are great fun and they are a lovely colour combination. Now obviously I no longer have pristine and beautiful unopened unused packs of paper. Mine are little bits and bobs, but actually that's good. That shows that we've been using them along the way. And so not only do you have all these fabulous dinosaurs, but you do also get these lovely bright sort of more generic papers as well. I've used the leaves and things a few times for different things. They're quite nice, just a tropical background. As I say, there's the little dinosaurs there. You've got like this cracked egg. These geometric shapes. And then some of them you've got these big dinosaurs that you can cut out and use as they are. So really lovely bright papers and a fabulous colour palette. I have just pulled out cardstock to match that paper, and you can see you've got a wonderful palette of colours there, so really lovely and bright and bold and zingy and just right for the children and little people in your life, or those that are very young at heart. So I thought this morning we would do a bit of a trifold card. I've yet to decide quite what colour I'm going to do my base. I think I'm going to do it old olive. So let's just pull out that piece of old olive card and gather up all these other pieces. We may well come and dip into some of those in a little bit. We've got some Melon Mambo, Lovely Lipstick, Mango Melody, Pineapple Punch. So a really bright, zingy combination. Now I'm going to have to grab my old trimmer because still waiting for my scoring blade, although I have got one on the way now. So I'm going to leave this card at full length this way. So this is 21 centimetres this way. And I'm going to, the idea is that it will fit when I've finished into a standard DL envelope. So what I want to do is I want to trim it. So it is, let me just run through the maths in my head, 28.5 centimetres. We shall see if my maths was working right. So I've cut that to 28.5 centimetres long, and then I'm going to score it at 9.5 centimetre intervals. So that's 9.5, 2 9.5s are 19, and hopefully we've got a 9.5 on the end as well. So we've got 3 equal pieces just there ready for our Z fold card. And now we're going to trim some off this side. Now I will make a little mark. I could just do that completely randomly, but I will make a little mark just so that I've got a sensible number that I'm working with when it comes to working out what sort of size papers and things needs to be if I need to. So let's come down and let's make that front piece I'm going to bring it down to 10. I think we'll mark that at 10 centimetres just there. So I'm now going to cut it so that it goes on the diagonal from our 10 centimetre mark at the top, and then on this bottom corner, I don't know if you can see that, we've got the point of the card in our track. So it's going to go from that cut off all along there from our 10 centimetre mark to that corner point. Make sure that's nicely lined up, and then we run that all the way along there. So I'm going to take that piece off. I could make a mini baby one with that one, look. And then I'm going to fold this and give it a little bit of a burnish. And now we have a nice Z fold card. Okay, so let's put some papers on our card. I'm going to dig about in here because I did have some oddments of this that I'm going to start off with, and I might need to come in with some other pieces. Is that going to be quite long enough? No, I am going to need to get a longer piece of that one. So let's cut a strip of this card so that it is 9 centimetres wide, because our panels are all 9.5 centimetres, so we want that to be slightly shorter. And then we know that this is 21 centimetres here. So I'm going to make this 20.5. And that will then sit in there when we're ready with a nice border. Now I could do lots of measuring and those sorts of things, but I'm not going to. I'm going to see where I think that card, so that it's got nice even borders either side this way. When I'm happy with that, holding onto it nice and tight so it doesn't move, I'm going to take my long scissors and let's try and make a slightly better job of that. Trim that off. Hello Louise, I'm fine, thank you. How are you? There we are. Let's bring this down here like this. And then that will sit beautifully in there. Now this piece of card here, let's grab our ruler. And that is 17.5 centimetres. So let's cut a piece of this darker one. How long is that? Not long enough. Let's get the other piece. So again, I'm going to take the other leaves, so the darker leaves, just to give that centre panel a contrast. Let's cut that again at 9 centimetres. Let's swing it round. Now we just measured 17.5 centimetres for that last piece. Now obviously 17 centimetres is going to be sitting right on that fold, so we're going to give that our best estimate, and that's going to come and sit in here. So we'll do exactly the same again. We'll line that up so that we're happy that we've got, oh no, hay fever, I know, that's the trouble, isn't it? Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I went out for a walk on Saturday afternoon, took the dog out, and of course all the May blossom and things is here out now, which is one of the things that really catches me. And as I'm walking along, I just got, with the pollen and things, a bit of a tickle in my throat, and I could not stop coughing. I thought, well, there's one thing for sure, people are going to keep their social distance from me. They're going to think, listen to that woman, she obviously has the coronavirus, we're not going anywhere near her. But it really wasn't, it was just hay fever. So now we've got our white leaves, our darker sort of pretty peacock leafy pattern, and then we're going to come back in on the front with some more white. So that one's not going to be long enough, but on this occasion this one will. Now we know that we measured, what's this one going to measure? So this side here measures, well, it's actually 13.9. So let's make this piece 9 centimetres wide by, how's our maths holding up? 13.4. Oh, thank you, Angie. I know, Louise, you don't want to cough or sneeze in public, although, you know, it does have its benefits. Keeps people away, doesn't it? They don't come anywhere near you. So once more, let's lay that down on there. Swing it over, and that moved. It did look as if it wasn't quite at the right angle. Yes, and then let's, now I could be far more sort of, you know, measure and all of those sorts of things, but that works. So let's just move our trimmer out of the way, and then we can attach our 3 pieces of paper. Nice pink dinosaurs on that side. So that's that one. one. And here's this one. That doesn't seem to have stuck down just there. We obviously missed that with the glue. So there we are. We've got those sort of contrasting, so it's all leaves, but we've got those contrasting leaf prints. Hi Megan. And that gives us that nice zigzaggy card. Let's say it's going to fit nicely into a DL envelope, because a DL will fit a card that is 10 centimetres by 21. So all good stuff. Now we need to decide how we're going to decorate it. So I think we need to have a few little things peeping out, just making sure that we don't go over the sort of top level. So we need to make sure that anything sticking out doesn't come above this level. So let's stamp and die cut some dinosaurs and some trees possibly. What shall we have? Let's have a little think. I think we could have a nice Diplodocus sort of peeping out, and a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Excuse me, there we go, Louise, talking about the sunshine. We could have a pterodactyl flying. So we could have, I mean, obviously they're not going to show up very much. We could have a whole little bunch of dinosaurs coming up the length of our card. As I say, and we've also got our tree. So we can do something with that as well. We'll see what we want to come back to on the others. But I think the first thing to do is to find ourselves some Whisper White card. I've actually not got a cup of tea here this morning. That might have dire consequences, but do not panic. I have already had 2 cups of tea this morning. I was sort of in that just still snoozing my phone phase when my phone rang, and that was always a bit of a, oh dear. With a message from my sister who'd hit a deer this morning, which is never good. Doesn't do the car any favours. Certainly doesn't do you any favours in terms of the shock. Never done it, but I should imagine a terrible shock. So I was sort of out of bed slightly quicker than I would normally have been, but she's okay. Car not quite so. Deer definitely not so. So not a good start for any of them. But they do just leap from nowhere, don't they? And you don't stand a chance of avoiding them. So it's not nice. Right. They should have been adhering to the stay-at-home message, shouldn't they? Let's get some blocks and let's stamp some dinosaurs. These dinosaurs are such fun. There is something that you need to be aware of when it comes to if you're going to stamp them and die cut them. So we'll bear that in mind in a minute. So let's have a look. Who shall we stamp first? No, you're not going to fit on there. You'll fit on this one. There he is. Now I've got all the lovely colours out here. The spots in the back of this paper, this one is Lovely Lipstick, this one is Mango Melody. There's obviously some Pretty Peacock in there, there's some Pool Party. So I think let's go Lovely Lipstick with this one. And ink him up. Ooh, make a real mess of that, Helen. Ink everywhere. Morning, Molly. Morning, Jeanette. think that might be a little bit tight. Right, I'm just going to press him down well. I've put my piercing mat underneath just to give me that little bit of extra softness. Now you can see from the stamp that these do have that sort of watercolory sort of effect on them, so you don't get an absolutely solid image, and you'll see that reflected in the papers as well. You can see where you don't get that sort of solid image. They are intentionally sort of blotchy, but we can add in a little detail to it. What shall we have? Let's have some spots. Let's put those in Pretty Peacock, because that will be nice and dark and will show up. So let's just ink up that block, and I'm going to turn that round. We'll give him some nice Pretty Peacock splodges. So he's ready to go and be die cut in a minute. So who else have we got? Let's just give this a bit of a clean. Ooh, what about our Tyrannosaurus Rex? What colour should we have him? We could have him sort of melon mambo. So let's stamp him up. Let's ink, ink, ink. It doesn't look as if that's going to be very dark. I think that seriously looks like an ink pad wants re-inking, don't you? Let's just see if we have got a pool party re-inker. We have. And let's put some ink on our ink pad. Going to leave that just to soak in a second. While that is doing that, I'm going to take, these are the spikes that we can have going down the back of our dinosaur. So I'm going to take Mango Melody. I think we'll give him some Mango Melody. Spikes. Now I'm going to stamp these completely apart from the dinosaur, because they get cut out completely separately, and you do need quite a nice little gap around the edge of them, so don't stamp them too close to your other images, because you do need a bit of a gap, because it very cleverly, when it cuts it out, gives you a strip that you can use then to adhere the two pieces of the dinosaur together, and I'll show you what I mean with that in a moment. I'm going to cut that up there and across there, because I'm going to flip that card over, and let's try again. With our pool party ink. Much better. So we have a pool party Tyrannosaurus Rex with Mango Melodies. What are they? Spikes. And then we'll come with this little guy here, and he can be, what colour shall we make you? Perhaps we'll have a pineapple punch dinosaur. Why not? Because we can. Hi Glenda, playing with dinosaurs this morning. Just because, really. Oh! This one's obviously a bit of a dusty dinosaur. He's not sticking very well to the block. There we go. And again, I think we'll go in melon mambo on the spikes. So this set of spiky bits, oh, let's not put our fingers in there, that's not helpful. It's just here, you can see how that will fit on there. And again, I'm going to put them quite a bit apart from the original dinosaur, just because they do need some space around them when you cut them out. And last but not least, we'll have a pterodactyl. And I think we'll have our pterodactyl in Pretty Peacock. Quite a fluffy pterodactyl. Let's just clear that fluff off. Don't know quite how he's managed to get so fluffy. Pterodactyls, I don't think, are known for their fluffiness. And we'll stamp him just up there. I know, they're gorgeous, aren't they? My grandson loves the dinosaurs too. In fact, they sent a picture at the weekend. He's 3. They'd bought him some face paints. He was rather enjoying Mummy's makeup last week, so they bought him some face paints. And so she sent pictures of them. So he'd obviously painted his own face and Mummy's face and Daddy's face. And they were frogs and dinosaurs. They looked rather fabulous. So we have some dinosaurs. We'll also do a bit of a tree. Now let me just grab a tree trunk type colour. Let's have some soft suede. There's no reason we could have had a pink tree or a... We don't have to conform to standard colours if we don't want to. So let's turn that round and we'll just stamp that tree trunk. And then we've got this leaf die here, leaf stamp. So we'll grab our old olive. And, oh, that's one way of inking up your stamp. And we'll stamp some leaves. Actually, I think, where's that oddment of card? Where's that bit that we chopped off our card base? Let's actually stamp these onto green card, and then when they die cut, they will already have that solid green in the background. We're just adding in the detail of the veins of the leaves. Okay, time to do some die cutting. I'll bring this across. Oh, do we want any more? Might come in actually on this little on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I might give him some detail. Just because we can. And again, I've done that in the Pretty Peacock because that stands out quite nicely in the background. So I've brought my big shot across because I'm going to be cutting out a few of these. And I think the other thing I will grab is my magnetic base plate. And then we'll be able to cut a few out at a time. So bring on the dies. So here is our Tyrannosaurus Rex. And here is the die that cuts those spikes. Now then, let's make sure that you can see this. So when it comes to die cutting these spikes, if you've not used this set before, you need to line this piece of the die up with your stamped image, and you'll notice that this side you have like this big white space. So it looks like the die is the wrong shape, but actually it's not. It's ingenious and means that then you have a nice tab that you're going to be able to, my magnets are playing up a little bit, that you're going to be able to line up and stick alongside the back of your dinosaur. So just genius. Here is this little guy or gal, whichever he, she, it is. Let me pop that in there, and let's do our tree trunk. Are we going to get anything else in there? Let me just... Yeah, you get lots of dinosaurs on children's clothes and quilt covers and those sorts of things, don't you? Right, so we've laid out quite a few on that plate. Let's run that through. So here's our Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, come out. Here's his spikes, ready to stick on. Here's our Diplodocus. I think my spikes did move, Megan. Well, I think we may have got away with it. Here's my tree. What have we got left to do? I've got more leaves. Now, if I'd have been sensible, I'd have die cut the leaves first and then stamped them, because I could have done 2 lots of leaves at a time. Something's just fallen on the floor, not sure what it is. Let's die cut you, and let's die cut our pterodactyl. Oh, I don't know how warm it is outside today, but it's certainly warm in here. The sun's warm, even if the wind outside is chilly. Just hoping we had the electric cut off yesterday. Well, we didn't have the electric cut off. That makes it sound like we didn't pay the bill, doesn't it? Last night we sort of sat around and all of a sudden the electric went out. Excuse me. And we had some guys working outside until really quite late-ish last night, and then the electric's come back on, but we're not sure whether that means that they've completely solved the problem or whether they've just, you know, got a good interim solution and they'll be back today to carry on and my electric will go back off, which is not too much of a problem, except for the fact that when we had our kitchen done last year, we went from having a gas cooker to having all electric. So suddenly it was like we can't even have a cup of tea. Disaster. Never mind. So we shall see. We'll see if they come back today. I hope if they do, they at least give us a bit of warning. So we can say, oh, let's just boil the kettle and then you can cut us off. Right, so just these are the 4 leaves to go. And as I said, had I been a bit more savvy, what I would have done is I'd have been able to cut out pairs of leaves at a time and then stamp them up afterwards, which would have been a bit quicker. One. Oh. Now I think that when we get our new die cutting machine, eventually, it is coming, not straight away, there's going to be a magnetic solution that doesn't have this problem where it jumps about. It is only a minor inconvenience, but it tends to be more with the little dies. Last but not least, there we go. Move that, pop that out of the way, and let's have a look what we've got. Let me get my little tray just here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 leaves and a tree trunk. 1 one lovely lipstick dinosaur, 1 pretty peacock dinosaur, 1 pool party dinosaur with mango melody spikes, 1 pineapple punch dinosaur with melon mambo spikes. Right, so we have a nice bright collection now of dinosaurs. Let's bring back in our card and see where we're going to put them. So I think if we have this one peeping here and this one peeping there, we'll have this one along the bottom here with our pterodactyl flying. And our tree So shall we have our tree? Could have it attached in there, couldn't we? Don't know how many of these leaves we're going to need. We might not need them all. Perhaps give this guy one if he wants one. So I think that's quite a nice layout. I'm thinking we might need something behind our dinosaurs to help them to pop out from that sort of background. Particularly this one. So I'm thinking, let's get a circle punch, I think. What size shall we have? Looking at all the punches, why can you never see the one that you actually want? Why is that the one that doesn't stand out amongst all the others? I think that would help him to stand out just there. The tree will help him to stand out just there. Might have him just sort of sticking out from something just there. Let's have a look. Let's start to build this up. I'm going to grab a cloth and find let's have a pool party sponge, and which I just flung on the floor. Just going to sponge around the edge of this a little bit with pool party. Let's have a bit of a blue moon type thing going on. Excellent. I'm going to stick him directly onto the moon. We have some serious glue squidging going on there. That glue seems to have been sitting in the sun and has got warm. And then I'm going to stick this directly onto the card front just here. Let's put together this tree. So I'm going to put some runny glue on the end of there. Don't know why it's got quite so runny. Are you going to stick? Do we need another leaf on there, or is that? I think I might put another one at the back there, so let's just pop a blob of glue on the back there to stick that onto. And we'll have our tree going up the centre there, I think. So we'll put some glue on his trunk and have that so it's sticking over the top. but we don't want to make sure that it doesn't go any higher than that. Let's take our Tyrannosaurus Rex's spikes, and I'm just going to blob some glue along that panel piece just there, and then they will stick beautifully onto our Tyrannosaurus Rex. And we'll have him, we don't want him coming over the side. We'll put some dimensionals on the back there so that he's standing forward from his tree a little bit. Hi Hilary. No sign of Valerie, so it looks like she might, bless her, perhaps still be banned. I haven't banned her. She's a super fan and has commented too much apparently. So has not been allowed into the Facebook Live for a couple of days, in case she's a spammer. So let's have our little Tyrannosaurus Rex sitting there. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Of this little one. And we'll have him peeping out from behind that tree at the top there. Now I'm just worried that that dinosaur is just really not bright enough. I think if we use him, he just is not going to stand out. So I think this is probably another ink pad that is in need. Let's make him a bit brighter, and then I think he will stand out much better. Pineapple Punch should give a punch. That really is quite a wishy-washy sort of a yellow. And I keep looking and thinking, oh, it'll be all right. But then I'm thinking, actually, no, it won't. For the sake of stamping him again. That is much better. Let's cut him out. He is so much better, and I've also cut out a couple of more leaves while I'm there, and if I need to stamp on those we can do. Right, let's put some glue on the spikes for this dinosaur. Just wondering whether to put the paler one at the back. No, we're just going to lose the paler one. Okay. And then I've got two little ones I've already stamped. And let's take our old olive ink and stamp the other two. One. There you are, hiding up the corner. Two. So let's put some dimensionals on the back of this little guy. Oh, well done. What are you knitting, Angie? Knitting something good? Good to do a bit of multitasking. And then we're going to use some of this greenery just to give the impression that he's peeking out from the jungle. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the dinosaur sleeps tonight. I'll put a bit of glue on the back of this one so that that just sticks across the dinosaur. And we'll put a bit of glue on the back of this one that can stick behind the dinosaur. And then this one will have dimensional and a little spot of glue, so he's there in the jungle down the bottom. Right, so we have got a whole host of little dinosaurs peeking out in our card. Let's go back to our stamp set and all the greetings. So you've got the "You're awesome," "Thanks for being a friendosaurus," "Look who hatched," so that there is the die that you can create an egg from. So where is it? Here we are. So you can have a little egg. Ooh, Jane, online meetings. We're nearly finished anyway. I think we're going to go with that "You're awesome" just because it just is fabulous, isn't it? And we'll pop it on. We'll use, again, I think we'll go with Pretty Peacock. We'll have that onto some white card, of which we still have oddments. I may move that in a minute. I may decide to go for a let's punch a circle. Let's try that again. Let's have our "You're awesome" in the centre. Then we'll have our little spots, and we'll do those in let's go Mango Melody, because the spots on this front piece are already in lovely lipstick. Ooh. Decide where that's going to go in just a second. Now on this little dinosaur here, we've gone with Melon Mambo spikes. We could go along. Now these are, I think, lovely lipstick. Just go along and put a few of them in as enamel shapes, just to give that a little bit of 3D effect. Come here. All fingers and thumbs. Come along. That's a few little enamel spikes. You could have a couple of these little enamel leaves just to add a bit more different greenery coming in the bottom here. Again, that just adds in a little bit more dimension. Could actually, that'd be quite fun, add in some pretty peacock ones as well for a different colour. Just make it look really quite jungle-like. So you're awesome. Where are we going to put that? Do we want it so that it overlaps? Do we want it so it's coming in here? Would we like it so that it's the top here is going to get a bit buried there, isn't it? So I think it needs to come down a little bit. Let's just add in some of the Pool Party ink around the edge of that one as well to go with our moon. So we could have put our pterodactyl up on some window sheet and made him boingy. I've done that before. I've had some boingy pterodactyls sort of flying. Ooh. Karen, I know that feeling. Is it you're going to bed because you need to go to bed that late, or just because you keep sitting up and then thinking, what am I still doing up here? And then you don't want to get up the next day. I've done that. Been doing that a lot quite recently. I've been taking myself in hand the last couple of days and saying, come along. Just deciding where we're going to put our You're Awesome. Decisions. I might have it sort of overlapping. Now then, do we want to add in any of our denim ribbon somewhere? Would that make a difference to our You're Awesome? I know. that is the trouble, isn't it? Particularly if, you know, like us here, you're not going out and about very much, and sort of your pattern has changed. It does make it quite hard. I think I'm going to that's why I'm so very grateful for these 9 o'clock lives, because it does at least mean that I have some pattern to my day. So if you think that I'm doing this for you, obviously I am, but it has a great benefit for me too. It gives me pattern to my days, as well as hopefully gives you some pattern to yours. Right, let's have a bit of a denim swirl. We don't want it to be very big. This is quite nice ribbon, certainly lovely for if you're doing projects for the guys, something a bit more masculine. I think we'll have it coming in just there. Obviously I'm not going to want to put a dimensional at the top because it would stick the two bits together. Oh, 5 a.m. We are just coming at 10:05 in the morning here. Right, so that's nice because none of those dimensionals are sticking over, so he's not going to stick onto the back. So there we are. You're awesome. And obviously in there we can put a little panel of some sort that you can stamp another greeting or just write your greeting for whoever your card is for, whoever it is in your life that is rawsome and in need of a card. I'm going to punch a bigger circle. I think we'll carry on the circle theme. Do you think so? I'm the same time as Joe, so you could be doing your exercises now and instead you're here. Do I need to start the morning with a few stretches and you know, a bit of a warm-up? This is the point at which you go, please Helen, don't, and then I can be relieved. I was reading a Facebook post yesterday about, obviously here in the UK, our government has just said we can take unlimited exercise. We can go out and exercise as many times a day as we like. And somebody's posted, of all the things that I wanted, more exercise was not one of them. I already thought I was being a exercise fiend if I was managing to go out once a day. Right, so we'll pop that in there and then that will make another nice circle that will sort of reflect these for you to write. Sorry, let's comment. So we are 10 a.m. There we go. So a nice fun fold this morning. Yeah, I'm with you on there, Emma. We've got to, you know, manage to do that, then that's pretty good. So we've used some of those fun embellishments, what's left on my sheet. We've used some of the papers, we've used the stamp set, we've used the dies, we've used the ribbon. So a bit of everything to create a fun trifold dinosaur card. And I think that's taken us excellent, Caroline. So yeah, you trifold. I'll make sure that obviously you can go back, but I'll perhaps put links. Just put a little note in the description, and I'll hopefully get it made up into a blog post. That is one thing that's gone by the by. I need to get better at getting my blog posts up, and this would be quite a fun card to blog, wouldn't it? So thank you for coming to play this morning. Thank you, Anne. I will come back in and I will message Anne in just a second. But yes, that was good fun. Let's move my messy mat from underneath it so you can see it better in all its glory. So have a rawsome day wherever you are. And I'll have to have a think about what we can play with tomorrow. Lots of places around the world, people are receiving their pre-orders, new things from the new catalogues. They're starting to send new catalogues out. We had a fire at the warehouse a couple of weeks ago, so our orders are being really not slow coming out. That makes it sound like they're being slow. They are not being slow. They are knocking them out so quickly to try and catch up, but it does mean that we're behind some of the other places in the world getting hold of our pre-order. So if you're not seeing things from UK demos, it's not that we oh yay, it's not that we're not allowed to show you or want to show you new things. It's just that we haven't got our hands on them yet, but we're hoping that we will quite soon. Do you know, Karen, I'm hopeless at sending cards. I need to get so much better, but this might be one for my grandson because he is awesome, and I'll find one for my granddaughter as well. Perhaps send them a little goodie bag. I did that a little while ago, sent it to them. They were excited to have something addressed to them come through the post, and they're going to be at home for another few weeks yet, so that might be a fun thing to do. So if you are in the UK, if you don't have a catalogue of your own, if you would like a catalogue, do get in touch or do follow the link. There's a link going up about midday, I think I've scheduled that to go up, that you can follow to request a catalogue. So if you don't think you're going to get one from me and you're here in the UK and you're not going to get one otherwise and you would like one, then do shout. My order is still in picking, but when it gets to me, I shall be sending them out. And when I get my new goodies, I will be sharing them with you. There's some beautiful things in there. So thank you for playing. Thank you for joining me. And I will see you 9 o'clock in the morning.